Josh Dreely, and I play Armin.
Hey guys, I'm April, and I play Christa.
And that's who we are. Who are you? Start here. We're gonna go one at a time. So awesome. So welcome to the Attack on Titan panel. This is a Q&A, kind of a focused panel. You're here. You can ask any questions about the show, about working on it, or whatever comes to mind. So we'll try to answer the best of our abilities, but we may not be smart enough.
Who is watching the show every weekend? Say woo!
Who's gonna be watching it tonight?
Yeah, who's watching it tonight?
It's gonna be amazing.
He's gonna be live tweeting.
Yeah, be doing some live tweeting tonight as well. It's gonna be fun. So, this is a Q&A session, so we cannot provide A unless you provide Q. We have one person walking around with the microphone. He, when you raise your hand, we'll call on you, and be patient. He will come over to you so you can ask your question and everybody can hear. So, no pressure.
Hi, Mike Guy.
What's up, Mike Guy?
Oh, you're all
Everybody give a hand for Mike Guy. This is Chris. He's one of the guest relations people here for ACEN. He has been working his butt off, taking care of divas like us for the weekend. So another round of applause for him putting up. So, who has a question? Right here in the front row. Awesome. We can go right there. Be nice and easy for you, Chris. Don't trip.
Hello.
Hello.
My first question is, if your characters had alter egos, what do you think they would be like?
I can just imagine Armin at the very beginning of the first episode when he's getting picked on by this two and said he's the one picking on them. he's all cut up and bruised, just smoking a cigarette and they're like, "What's up, Aaron? What took you so long?"
And he gets weaker as the series goes on.
I can't deal with these Titans, man! What about Christa? What would Christa be like?
Oh gosh.
Would she still be a goddess?
Like I feel like she'd honestly just be like a little Disney princess. Like all the things she's just like, I'm just so glad you're all okay. Like just honestly, they all do this and it's perfect. So there you go.
Armin never did this.
Archa. What's up, Colossal?
He like loves the Titans.
That one's really pretty.
Like more than a
That
friend.
colossal. He works out. He does Pilates. What about him?
Oh goodness. I can't talk about my character. She hasn't come out in the show yet, so I'm just gonna play off of their answers.
Another question.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun one. Somebody else. Come on.
Oh. All right. You. Yeah, you.
Who's you?
Him. That looks. Yes.
There's several
That's you.
people down
Start
there.
with the face.
We didn't introduce ourselves. I'm sorry.
He goes a long way.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, if you could choose a way that your characters die in the show, how would you die? And how would you act it out?
Wow. Dance, smoking dance.
There's so many ways.
You got a little too excited about that. I'm trying to think of like, because I used to love, like, what was that show that was on for a while, like the 1,000 Ways to Die.
Oh my god.
There's so many great ideas just from that alone. Like, I would imagine it would be hilarious just for the characters to not even die by Titan. Like, just die behind the scenes where nobody knows.
They ran out of food.
Yeah, starving. They would prefer to be eaten
Yeah.
than starve.
At least it's quick. Well, I guess.
It can be.
If they eat you whole, if they don't, you're just. Or no, if they don't eat you while, if they do eat you while you're chilling in their stomach, that would not be pleasant.
I don't know, maybe it'd be like a spa. Or something, like chilling in.
Like, this blood is really warm. Not too
These
bad.
stomach juices are actually really nice. That person just died horribly. Okay.
Oh, I got it. Okay, you know, like in Lord of the Rings, okay, the guy,
Yeah.
okay,
Boromir.
like, or no, the one that gets like shot like over and over.
That's Boromir.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I would totally have like that, except she like rolls up in a tank and then it like breaks down, right? So she's gotta go like search in the streets. And she finds this machine gun. She's like fighting, but she keeps getting attacked. Like her arm comes off, like.
What would happen with Christa? How would that sound like?
She would just like be holding on to. Like, oh, am I supposed to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my arm!
Like we're gonna do directing session right now. Okay, Brent, your arm's getting ripped off. I need it to be guttural, and I need it to be like you're about to lose your life here. Okay, you ready?
As Christa.
Yeah. Beep beep beep. I do love that tanks and machine guns worked their way in.
If they have those, it's like done. Woo! We did it free. Like, they know.
I can imagine. I wonder, like, if Armin would die just from his ODM gear giving out suddenly, and he just plummets. I'm out of gas! I'm out of gas! How would she die?
Like this.
She would just roll off a cliff.
She gave up.
She just gave up.
Now I don't have my water.
James over, man! This Titan stuff anymore.
Sure. Come on out.
Oh, you're such a sweetie.
His friend's like, yeah, dude, that's what I had to do it.
Way to grab that water, bro!
My hero.
Another question. Still within the back.
Keep your hand up, please.
Yeah. So he can find you. And also, just so you know, if there's actually, Chris, you know what? Since you have the microphone, I'm gonna let you pick because from the corners we can't see anybody with these in our faces. So if next time we ask for a question, you pick them up. You got the mic. You're the mic guy. You got the power.
So I met you earlier today during the autographs, and I told you how Armin was an important character to me.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, for all of you, what made you decide to do the characters that you're voicing in the show?
We didn't make that decision.
Yeah.
Fortunately, someone else makes that decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have been a bloodbath.
How did you feel upon learning that you were going to get these roles?
Well, how did you feel when you learned that you were getting the role, that you got cast?
Oh, it was awesome because like Attack on Titan is such a big thing, and I've like been watching it a little bit, and it was like, this is so cool. It's so different from any other anime I'd ever seen. And so, and I had just recently gotten started, and so it was like my big show I'd ever done, and to have it be Attack on Titan, I was just like, oh my god, like it was amazing.
I freaked out. Because I've been watching it on the simulcast. I actually had found out about it from my roommate, who used to work for Funimation. She told me, she's like, you really should check out the show Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan it's amazing. And when I first thought about it, like I didn't ask any questions about it, nothing. Just my initial impression in my head was Attack on Titan. I wonder if it's like a space opera thing. Maybe it's like maybe it's like the Earthlings versus the Jovians, like from the Moon Titan from Jupiter. This is going to be awesome. Not at all what I thought. But just watching the very first scenes too. The artwork alone, almost no dialogue, just the opening narration, the narrative, the artwork. And then when the music kicks in, and you can just like think you can see the ODM gear, and I'm just sitting there going, "Oh my God, this is awesome!" And then the theme song hits, and I hear German, and I'm just like, "So this is the best show ever!" So it was already about 2 or 3 eps in by the time that I came on board, and I immediately subscribed to Hulu so I could watch the simulcast. So I'm sitting there every week just chomping at the bit, like, "Come on, I want more!" And then when auditions came around, like I rewatched the entire show all over again, and I knew from the get-go the 3 characters, because at Funimation we're allowed to choose 3 characters whenever we come into audition for a show. I knew the 3 characters immediately that I was going to pick. I knew my strongest chance would be Armin, and I loved Armin because he has, in my opinion, not only one of the cooler character arcs in terms of his growth, but it was also a character arc that I'm somewhat familiar with, and I felt that it was within my range. And so I went in, read for Armin, I read for Aaron, read for Connie, and then Mike asked me to read for Levi just because he knows that I can go into a deeper register as well. And the day that I got booked, and they didn't tell me who I was playing, I was just like, okay, we need you to come in for like 8, I think it was like for the first 6 episodes, it was like 8 or 9 hours. And so we need you to come in for 8 or 9 hours, like, oh, okay, cool, so obviously sizable part, awesome, super excited. I get to the studio, and Mike McFarland, who directed it, and who is also the voice of John Kirstein, who we'll be hearing tonight on Toonami, comes up to me and says, "Hey man, did you hear?" I'm like, "No, he was like, I just want to be there. I'm glad I'm the first to tell you that you're playing Armin." I was standing outside the studio. I swear they heard me in the booths. Just like, yeah, completely lost it. I'm still pinching myself. I still cannot believe that I'm getting to play this character in a show that I love so much.
That is well deserved. It wasn't so dramatic for me. I had no idea what this show was until after I got announced. So the only time I heard on Attack on Titan was someone posted on my Facebook Attack on Happy, and they put Happy the Cat as the Titan, and I was like, "That's funny. What is this?" And I had no idea about this show. And Mike cast me, and I did my part, and honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it was maybe an hour session, maybe, and I was like, okay, done. And then I announced it on my Facebook when Funimation announced it, and my Facebook blew up, like, this is a really big deal. And I was like, oh, it is? Okay. So I started looking it up, and I went to YouTube and looked up all the death scenes. I didn't on purpose, I just looked up Attack on Titan, and that's the first thing that came up, death scenes. And I was like, what's this? I'm morbid. What is this? And I clicked it, and it was like, oh, that's what I'm in? I feel like he should have told me that.
I mean, some of those deaths are downright creepy.
They are! And I'm like, oh, what is all that? Like, my character's really quick on there, not for very long. I got to see, like, on YouTube all the Titans and the creepiness and the running and... It was a real learning experience. It happened after I did my part.
There's actually a really funny story about that particular Titan. One of the engineers actually told me that when a lot of the other actors that were called in to do a lot of the bits and wallet and the soldiers were coming in, and so they had like 4 or 5 actors in the booth at the same time, doing a lot of background stuff. So people screaming as they break into Shiganshina, and soldiers shouting out orders, or people dying, whatever. And at one point they get to another stretch of just screaming and stuff, and then that Titan comes up. And apparently all 5 of the guys in the audience either in the booth either started laughing or just kind of went like, "What is that?" So yeah, that Titan definitely got a lot of people's attention. Kind of a session-halting Titan. I think also one of my other favorite ones we were recording during the second half of the season, during the the retreat back to Trost. No, not to Trost. Back to the Titan, when they're trying to get back and they're going through the fields and there's no trees around anymore, and you see this like 3 Titans in the distance chasing people down, and one of them just running around going.
Oh yeah. That.
And like, usually some of the you Titans are so silly. People eating people. Do what? That's gonna be on Armin's like solo album. People eating people. Titans everywhere.
We did. Good. If we didn't answer it, we pretend we did. Questions?
Next question.
There's the mic guy. There you are, sir.
How you guys doing?
Hey, pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. My question is after watching the show that's in the sub for quite a bit and such, can you tell us what your expectations were prior to it, or when you finish the whole thing, and what will you think about it looking back at it?
Well, like, what were your expectations like going into it before you started recording? All right, cool. If anything, I knew that I was very nervous because I knew that this was a show, and then the character that I was playing was a character that a lot of people had felt very strongly about, or had really loved these characters, and so there was a lot of nervousness at first, at least for me, about me like wanting to make sure that I did it right and I did it justice, and also being able to, as an actor and as a fan of the show and someone who loves Armin, being able to put my own a piece of me as an actor into the character as well. Thankfully, Mike McFarland was able to, like, he knew exactly what he wanted, and he's one of those directors that is so easy to work with, because before you come in, he pretty much knows everything about the show that you can possibly want to ask, even stuff that I didn't know about, or like stuff that like would just be complete spoilers or anything. He's had to research, and he knows every bit of it, and he's been talking back and forth with the Japanese and getting approval for everything, and like, okay, how are we pronouncing this? What are we going to do with this? And just everything was right there. So it felt just kind of like being strapped into a roller coaster and having someone hit the button. And so it was relatively an easy ride in terms of performing. Afterwards, and now getting to see it as the first few episodes have hit Toonami and getting to relive those moments in the booth, I'm very, very pleased with everything and how everything has sounded. I think everybody did a phenomenal job on the show. There's been some absolutely stellar performances out of many, many people, but pretty much everybody involved, even down to like the soldiers in little bit parts. Like there's grit in it. I love it. I think you did a great job. What about you?
No, yeah. Going into it, like he said, there's a lot of pressure because it's such a big thing that you're like, I want to be able to get the best product out there because these people are so dedicated to this show. And so you definitely want to be like what everyone wants that character to be. And so there's that thing like, oh gosh, I hope that this is what they want. But looking back at it, it's just amazing. I literally took my laptop and just like booked it to my room and just locked myself in there, turned off the lights, and was like, okay, we're gonna watch it. And it's like, I mean, it's amazing so far. I'm just so impressed by it. It's phenomenal.
And Mike has he's the director, he has so much love for it, just like Josh was saying. He puts his heart and soul into every show that he is a part of. And so he's gonna make it as good as he possibly can.
Yeah. His big thing also is also making sure that he really loves to, he likes to push actors into, like, he's one of those directors that he knows what actors can do, and he knows the talent that he's working with, and he also knows who he can push to go even further than they normally do, and who he can't. And so this was one of those instances where like he surrounded himself with people that he knew that he'd worked with in the past and that he knew could pull off what he wanted, and also brought in some people that he'd never worked with before, like Bryce Papenbrook, who plays Aaron, or Matthew Mercer.